Aloha, good morning. Welcome back to another week, another garden tour. This week is going to be very sunny. So I am coming out, I think it's around 8 a.m. just to get a full shot of the garden before it gets too hot for me to really enjoy it. So let me take you around. There's so many changes. It's messy once again, because this is the week where I want to try and plant a lot more starts. A lot of things have died back. I've just woken up to a completely chewed up courgette, so there's officially no more courgettes remaining in this garden. Gone. Melons trying their best. One cucumber left, but there are lots of other flowers and lots of things germinating as well. The currant bushes, the berry bushes, I've removed the netting, so I'll be able to show you more of that as well. Then we'll go out to the back to see what's happening, go out to the front to see what's happening, and yeah, let me take you on this garden tour before the sun comes, before I change it completely around, and before it starts thriving for the summer. Let's take you around. Whilst I had a few sips of coffee, I just thought I'll just chat about the season. I've put it on Instagram already, but so many things have happened this season that have actually made me realize that gardening is not for the faint-hearted. I take it in my stride because I'm used to it, and I'm used to the failures that come with gardening. Gardening is not easy. You might see pictures online, you might see very full gardens with lots of vegetables coming out, lots of fruits coming out, and that is completely attainable. But it takes years of lessons, years of growth, years of learning and unlearning. And I'm sure those who have gardens like that, even in those seasons, they also have times where they don't feel sure. They don't feel as if, is it going to grow, is it not going to grow? Like, they don't feel certain of what will happen. They know the processes, but at the end of the day, the garden is its own entity. You can steward it, however, you leave it to Mother Nature, and Mother Nature will intervene. And it's a blessing to have that, because it just teaches you about patience. It teaches you about submitting to the hand of God. And especially when you're growing in different settings, doing things that you've never done before, and trying out new things, it can be disheartening. And if you're a beginner, I still class myself as a beginner. I've only been gardening for probably for about 3-4 years, so I still class myself as a beginner. However, it's part of the process. That's what I've come to learn. Things will die, as I'll show you today. Lots of things have died, lots of things haven't grown. Most of the seeds that I sowed, because as I keep mentioning, they're old packets, they haven't germinated. However, there's still lots of growth that has happened, and in a few months this place will be so full that walking around will be difficult, and so many things will be fruiting. So it's remembering in the stages where things look small, things look dead, things look empty, that there is abundance there. It's just not the right season. And all these little things, being a Christian as well and having a garden, it really reinstills the word of God in my heart. It reinstills my faith, because it reminds me that have faith, have hope, because faith is the evidence of things not seen. When I look around my garden, it's like courgette is completely gone, but there's provision elsewhere. There's a cucumber still remaining. there's hope that we can get some cucumbers. And even if they die back, there are other plants, there are other means, there are other sources, there are other avenues of provision. And it's such a humbling and sweet, not feeling, but accept of knowledge. Such a humbling and just liberating, actually, thought, because it just makes you submit. And submitting can be difficult. It takes time, it takes practice. Sorry, that's the washing machine. It takes time, it takes practice. However, it is completely and utterly possible, and you find ways to learn about it through things like gardening. I'm sure you guys have hobbies. Let me know any hobbies that have taught you submission, taught you patience, taught you peace in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. And let's share, because this is one thing that really does that for me, and I love it. And there's more to come. I'm not on acres just yet. I'm in my container garden, but I'm still learning so much. So imagine what will happen if I grow from here. Can you imagine? Life and God has a way of surprising us, and it's always for the better. Even if it doesn't seem like it, it's always for the better, always for good. Cheers. I'm still looking around. I was looking around before I started filming this tidbits, and so much has happened. I mean, just overnight. Parsley, I can see the parsley popping up. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna sip some and take you around. Okay guys, so I've put my coffee down and I'm out in the garden. So look at the yarrow. You know, the yarrow that I left alone because there were spiders in there, so I didn't want to harvest them. The lesson is to harvest them early, before the animals start coming out. And there was also aphids as well. But this yarrow is going to flower. And when the flowers come out, I will harvest the flowers. I might chop it back and then just see if it'll grow for next year. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Moving on to Mama. Look at her with her beautiful berries. And this week is going to be beautifully hot, so I'm going to water and feed and give her more nutrients in order to grow these juicy sweet berries for us. So many just on one plant, so many. So this is what I meant by the garden being a bit of a mess. As you can tell, I tidied it last week, and now here we are. Things are everywhere, soil is everywhere, things are half planted, things are transplanted. So much has happened, but it's all for the good of the garden, because this is the time when everything starts to thrive. I thought it would be May. If I'm being honest with you, I thought it would be May, but I got my hopes up. I thought too early, because last May I remember there being sunshine, and like I mentioned, all the photos were sunny, most of them. So I expected sunshine. However, that is life. It doesn't always pan out the way we expect. So let me just take you around. We've got the figs. I moved all three of them together. This one looks like it's been chewed by something, but I'm not too worried about it because there are more leaves growing, so it's still healthy. And look at how shiny their leaves are. How gorgeous. And if they don't produce, like I mentioned, I want to try that fig leaf syrup properly this time round, so that'll be fun. I've got a mini bin going on over there. And then we've got some more strawberries. This one is thriving. Berries are actually going to get bigger and ripen for us. We've got the one in the next basket. There are 3 in here, and they're all doing great. Very large leaves, very healthy, and I fed them at the start of the season as well, so they're fine. And then coming over here, I've already seen some damage, but it's okay. So we've got the peppers. So these are the ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, have been out the longest. And as you can tell, some true leaves are actually coming out over here. So when I looked back over the pictures from last year, the peppers were about the same size. And I started them outdoors in April. So it just tells me that me experimenting with starting them indoors without the heat mats, there was no point really, because I could have just started them outdoors. And the things I started really early, like the cucumbers and the melons, they've not really done much either, and most of them have died through the hardening process. So I could have just waited a bit longer to plant those, or bought starts. But this is what I mean by the garden teaches you. Every single year it's a learning process. So in here, can barely see them, but we've got black pearl peppers that I transplanted yesterday. There was one more here, but it looks like that has been chewed up. Definitely been chewed up. So that is one gone. Let me just separate it like that. But the rest of the plants look great. So this is echinacea. I've got 8 individual pots of the biggest ones. So I can't wait for them to get bigger. Then I'll transplant them into maybe those pots, you know, those other round ones, because I don't have room to let them get very, very large. So I'll transplant them. I might gift some as well to maybe perhaps a church, so that there's space for them to grow big and beautiful. The butternut squash pot is completely empty still, waiting for plants. So that's what I mean, I need starts. I've got these two, so I pulled out the dandelions, and I'll insert a clip here with what they look like as well. So that's what the dandelions look like, and now the pots are empty. No thistle, no dandelions, nothing. Everything is empty, ready for new plants. And I've got 3 pots, so one under there, one there, and one filled with the weeds at the back there, empty. They're for the tomatoes, really. There's a 4th over there that had the mini cucumbers, but they're for tomatoes, so they're fine for now. And the reason why I brought out all the transplants, or all the plants from inside, was because I brought these peppers out because I thought that they needed more sun. So I brought them out very early in May, and they seem to be thriving. I'm thinking about removing these actually, because it might stop the pepper from getting any bigger. So I'll remove the first fruits. Can use that in an omelette. But yeah, I'll leave them, let them get bigger over this week of hot weather that we're having. And hopefully they pick up. They will be fine, because lots of blooms, even more peppers come in, so I know they'll be fine. But when I brought them outside and they were doing fine, I thought, oh yeah, it's fine, it's warm enough. If a pepper can survive outside, and here we are, but it's as well. So let me show you the cucumbers first before I move on to the seed pots. So as you can tell, there's only one left, and you can see the slug trails and the snail trails all over them. So it is healthy-ish. I'll see what happens to it. The middle one's completely gone. This one is dead and gone completely. The melons, I have hope. I do have hope for them. This one at least. This one, if I most likely trellised it up. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't think that will make it, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. That one is definitely gone. And the courgette, the last one standing, has been completely chewed up. Completely and utterly. There is some stub. Oh no, that's just a complete stub. That's not even a leaf trying to grow in the middle there. That's a stub. So that's not going to do anything. So I've got 3 pots potentially for courgettes. I've got another pot over there, maybe for courgettes. I've got this one as well. So there are pots empty, ready to be filled, which is always a good thing. Purple sprouting broccoli, so many have germinated, and I bet you're thinking, why do you need all of this? We need them. And the reason why we need them is not only because of their leaves, but also because they will also produce fruits. especially during the colder season. So I'm growing them now so they can get nice and big, so that when the season gets colder, they're already established and they keep producing for us. So we've got lots of purple sprout and broccoli. And last week there wasn't any progress, but look at this. Look at all the Italian parsley coming out. I'm so excited. There's so many, and I know this container is going to be a big bush of parsley, and I'm fine with that. I'm really happy with that. I could thin out the individual plants, but I'll be harvesting so often that I might not need to. That's another experiment, so we'll see what happens. And this is coriander. I don't know what coriander looks like. That might be a coriander leaf or seedling. I'm not sure. I've never grown coriander, so I don't know what they're supposed to look like, but I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll have some progress. And this is marjoram. You can see some small shoots coming out there. I think we've got 4 altogether in here, so we'll see what happens with the marjoram. Never grown it before either, and I've never grown the dill either, so we'll see. Nothing's coming up yet, so we'll see what happens. These 2 are beans, the 5th sowing, and they're just not doing anything. I've come to the point where I don't think it's me. I think it's the seeds, and also the fact that it's not warm enough. So I think that's what's happening with the beans. And the other butternut squashes, nothing has come up yet. It might be because of the weather, and because it's been in there for about a week or 2 now, the seeds might have rotted, but I'll leave them alone, see what happens. And like I said, if they do, if they don't make it, at least I've got the pots empty for the echinacea, so I'm not mad about that at all. Moving on to this side, we've got the poached eggplants that I transplanted yesterday. So I've got 6 transplanted out because I want to put them next to the aubergines. And then these ones I want to transplant as well, but I wanted to see what plants I can find at the garden center before I did that, because I don't want to keep them in there. I want to give them the space to grow bigger. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the poached eggplants. I went back in for a sip of coffee. It's getting cold, but it's okay. I'm still enjoying it. And it's black coffee. Look at my lip gloss. I'm going to show you around as well, because the sun is just peeking out from behind the clouds, and it's beautiful. What a view, eh? Gorgeous. And the birds are singing. They're keeping me company. The dogs are also keeping me company. So excited to be out in the garden this early. Everything looks green and lush. It's truly one of the most special places for me in my life, being out in our garden. There's peace here. It's nice. Really nice. I'll take one more sip, then I'll take you around. So let's go. Let's go. So here we are in the other seedling area. So we've got aubergines. We've got 6 Bonica aubergines. We've got the tomatoes. This one is thriving. This one is the smallest, but it'll be fine. Got these as well. So I'm thinking, because we've got 6 fairly large tomatoes, they will go in the pots. So the 3 pots on this side here, 2 in each, like I did last year. And then actually last year I did 3 in each and they still thrived. I'll do 2 in each with lots of basil all around. Might put the smallest tomato there with lots of basil all around. But we'll just see how they grow over the next month before I transplant them. I want them to get much bigger than this. I've got some basil, some opal basil as well. Got the kale, scarlet kale. Looking so beautiful, growing nicely. And all the basil ready. They're just ready to jump up. They look so good. And this is our spinach, guys. You know, the spinach was dying. Oh, just had a bee in my ear. The spinach was dying back, and I decided to just push it back in the ground, and look at it now. Look at it. Growing beautifully, and there's 2 more coming as well. So we're going to have enough spinach, which I am very happy about. This was a physalis. I don't know if these are physalis. They look like weeds to me, but I'll leave them alone and see. And the calendula. These are ones that I started from my first sowing, actually, inside. And they are looking great. I think I had 10 in total, but now we have 4. And they're looking very strong. And they're going to go next to the aubergines. So you see how we have 6 of the grey pots. We're going to have 6 more in front of them. They're going to have an aubergine in each. The 2 in the middle are going to have calendula on either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with aubergines in the middle. And then the other aubergines will have some poached eggplants and any other starts that I find in the garden centre. And in front of that, we're going to have our peppers as well, because the peppers really enjoyed this area last year in the full sun of summer. So I'm excited to see that layout, because I had to buy 6 more of these pots because these pots are incredible. I've had them for 3 years now. This is the 3rd year I'm using them, and one of them cracked only because I pulled on it too hard when I had compost in there, so it cracked against the resistance. However, the rest are fine, and that one wouldn't have cracked if I didn't pull on it too hard or like try to drag it basically. But the rest are fine. So that's what I've done. I've bought 6 more. They're a great investment, and they're only £4 each from Home Bargains. So if you need pots, Home Bargains are your place. It's your place to go. Moving on to this side of the garden, as you can tell, the herbs are doing very, very well. I harvested the mints. I harvested all of them actually, and they've grown back nicely. Oregano is looking good. I won't harvest anything just yet. I'll give them another week to truly enjoy the sunshine. You know, where I clipped on the sage, you can see 2 more leaves coming out there. That's what happens when you top them off. They just branch out on the sides and grow more. The mints, I might look for another mint plant because this looks, actually no, I won't. I'll leave it alone because I don't know if I'll need it. So let me leave it alone. I won't buy another mint plant. I'll just buy vegetables that we can use. And the 2 parsley, I did harvest them. However, these pots are going to go as well, and most likely going to be used for echinacea. The beetroots that I planted in here, oh my goodness, guys, I spoke too soon. I was going to say that they haven't germinated, but you see that pink, just that looks like beetroot to me. So there is potential germination in here. I just need to wait. I just need to be patient. We'll wait and see. With this hot weather, we'll see what happens. But I am going to water this again, all these pots. This is a beetroot I found next to one of the other seedling trays. So I've just put it in here. The rest of these are kohlrabi. Nothing has happened with them just yet. But like I said, I'm going to give them a good dose of seaweed. And then whilst the sun is out and being beautiful, I'm sure they're going to grow. And all these beetroots that I started indoors, they're also looking lovely. I'm going to, like I said, give them a good dose of seaweed. I might need to cover them because I don't like this. I don't want it to be a slug issue. But we'll wait and see. I've put them on this side because they're close enough to the kale, etc. And the netting to hopefully prevent, you know, the white butterflies, slugs, things like that. But I did notice some slugs at the bottom of the pots trying to like dig their way up and then all come underneath and then climb up the side of the pots. So that's something I need to be wary of as well. Got some frog spit on there. But this is the yarrow. I've kind of let it go to do its thing. I did harvest some and dried it for tea. but I didn't harvest the rest in time. But it's okay. Like I said, when the flowers come out, I'll harvest the flowers and most likely chop it back as well. And these are the kale seedlings that I transplanted yesterday. We have a lot, guys. We have a lot. We have 16 kale plants, 16 curly kale plants, and this section is the kale section. So what might need to happen is, once these get bigger, those pots that I have, I don't think I have 16, but I can go and get some more. So let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Ooh, potential. Got 12, got 13 on that side, over there 13. Oh, I've got 16, exactly 16. That's amazing. That is so good for me. I love that. So what I'll do is wait until they get bigger, because they're nowhere near being transplanted yet. I'm going to leave them in there for about a month or two under the shade, under the cover of the netting, get them to grow big, and then late summer I'm going to transplant them into these pots, because the kale, though we will use them in winter, well, in summer, a few leaves here and there, they're mainly going to be our winter crop, just like the purple sprout and broccoli. The leaves that we are going to be using in summer will be the spinach. I'm going to grow lots of microgreens, and the the beetroot leaves as well we'll be using. And I'll be sowing lettuce as and when we need them. But the kale is going to be mainly for winter. That's why I'm not too bothered about them right now. I'm just happy that they've started, that they're growing, and that they're going to give us kale. And we've got 3 more over on the other side as well, but they, on this side, they will be used, I might put them in a different pot, might use those for summer and then keep those ones for winter. Okay, the time has finally come, guys. I have kept these bushes from you guys for 2 weeks, but the time has come for me to show you them. The reason why I covered them up was because of the pigeons, because they have been patrolling this area. Even when I removed the netting this morning, I could hear them flapping in the trees. They're just getting excited at the prospect of coming down and destroying and decimating all the rest of them. But it won't happen, because before I leave, I am going to cover them back up. So here are the currant bushes. Look at the hosta. It loves shade, that's why I've put it here, and it's thriving. No sign of flowers just yet, but what I definitely know I need to do will be to transplant this next year, because it's getting way too big for its boots. I'm not gonna sing that song, but yeah, they're getting quite big, so they need to be transplanted into a bigger pot, which is fine by me, because it means more hostas next year. And the black currants, look at the flowers there. Some of them have already closed up, so we could be getting fruit soon, but there'll be way more flowers. It's a very deceiving plant. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but look, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, guys. And the smell of their leaves, oh my goodness. Currant leaves, I know they can be toxic, but they smell so good. So good. I just want to harvest them for tea. They smell so good. And this, you can see the true extent of the damage now that the cover is off, and the plants have actually, the currants, have actually grown a little bit more. So as you can tell, some of these strands, you've got a few currants, but then nothing. Like here as well, a few currants, nothing. They're just very sparse. Few currants, nothing. If you look at the back as well, same situation. Up there, same situation. And also, I also believe that because I didn't prune the bushes, they didn't produce as much anyway. So then when the issue came with the pigeons, it just reduced the production. But like I said, it's fine. It's all learning. It's all growth. And now I need to net them very early on. It looks like it's trying to produce more flowers though, so we'll see what will happen with that. But for now, I'm happy with where they are. I am happy with where they are. Moving on to the red currants, you see this is it. This is that productivity. This is that growth. You see this? Strands upon strands of currants. Just a bit of spotty there, bit of loose germination. I think where they can see the leaves there were stripped. But apart from that, the rest of the plant is looking so good. Look at all those currants in there. Looking so good and healthy. So I'm very happy with the red currants. I knew that would happen because they produce prolifically anyway. And it looks like they're doing it again. With more shoots as well. That's a new shoot, new branch there. Moving on to the other red currant. No, this is another pink currant, actually. Oh, look at that shots. Look at that. Oh, so excited. This is another pink currant. The evidence of the pigeon is still there. I'm not removing that, just to remind myself that these guys have been through it. They've been through a lot. They've done so well. Look, you see, that's the damage the birds can cause. That's the damage they can cause. But it is well. We'll still get lots of currants for fresh eating. Smoothies, some cakes. Oh, business is happening. Business is happening. My little workers. Moving on to the blueberries. Guys, look at this. So you know I told you that the flowers become blueberries? This is what happens. You see that? That's the blueberry right there. So they have been pollinated. These are all blueberries in the making. Look at that blueberry right there. Got blueberries everywhere. Everywhere. And I need to buy some ericaceous feed today. Look at that, blueberries. And there's still some flowers. Actually, no, I think they've been pollinated. Oh my goodness, guys. Just a break to say hello to the sun. Oh, just a break to say hello to the sun. Oh gosh, this feeling is incomparable. So beautiful. I love the sun. Oh, it hugs me. Makes me feel so nice and warm. Just comforting. I love it. And if we move on to the smaller bush, I don't know if it's produced anything this year, but the fact that it's in its second year, growing strong. They look like, no, they're just leaves. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow, they are so pretty. Okay, so this is a normal, well, I say normal. There are different types of blueberries, but I've never seen this shape before. So you see this, it's like a globe, a round globe. This one, look at the serrated petals. That is so pretty. Wow. I've never noticed that before. I had to stop and take a picture because that is so pretty. Wow, they look like a gown, like an evening gown. So gorgeous. Which variety is this? This is Blue Jay. Wow, the rest of them look similar. They've all got that globe shape. I think this is the Denise Blue. So Denise Blue is coming from this plant there with prolific amounts of blueberries on there. So many. Let me just pull it out so you see all of this. Here as well, here. And they grew more because there were more blueberry plants next to them. But this is so prolific. I need to buy some ericaceous feed today and feed them because I want them to grow healthy and strong. It's another Denise Blue here. This one's establishing because this one was the smallest one. And you know, I told you guys we should have hope. We better have hope. And look at it. The two smallest ones have grown stunningly. And that Blue Jay is the one that has the evening gown flowers. How gorgeous is that? And so we are going to have so many blueberries. For what we didn't have in the pink currants, we've got blueberries. So happy about that. I'm so happy about that because I love blueberries. And these will all be for fresh eating, because if we froze them, there wouldn't be much point, because we can buy frozen blueberries from Aldi and use them for smoothies. But these will be for blueberry jam. Oh my gosh, just thinking about it. Tarts, tartlets, cake, smoothies. Oh my goodness. So excited. So excited. Aloha. Okay, I'm back in. You know the plans I had this morning to film this tour before the sun came out, so that it's not too hot? Well, here we are. I'm back out. We had to go out very quickly. I actually went to the garden centre to pick up a few plants. I'll show you those, and then I'll continue the tour with the raspberries and also the back garden as well. So this is a little introduction. In fact, I might put this towards the end of the video, just so there's more of a continuity. But I will show you the plants that I picked up. I picked up some more courgettes, butternut squash, one more tomato, actually an heirloom variety. So I'm very happy about that. And this was such a nice opportunity to just go out with my husband. He doesn't usually go to garden centres. That walking around process is not his thing. So that was nice to do that with him. Spent some time together. And now I'm out here. The heat is on. Got a nice cold drink. So I'm just going to walk around, show you what's the rest of the garden basically, and then show you the plants that I bought. Let's go. Let's go. Cheers. The sun has dipped behind the clouds a little bit, so this is the perfect time to take you around. And just as I say that, it comes back again. But I love it. I love it. I've missed the sun, so I'm happy about that. So let's start off here. The rhubarb is huge, humongous. It's growing strong. And we have some mushrooms underneath it. I spoke to one of my friends on Instagram, and she told me that these are not edible. Maybe not this one, but the ones by the grape pots are not edible. But she did say to me that they look like the perfect growing conditions for mushrooms. So I'm going to take that as a plus, a big win. And I'm going to go and buy some mushroom. I've forgotten the name of the block that you use to start the mushroom with the spores in there. Get some straw and then just cover all the plants with the mushroom spores and get them to fruit for me. So that's the plan. This rhubarb will be harvested. I do want to try rhubarb and strawberry jam. The homesteaders that are in America, they always mention rhubarb and strawberry jam. Never had it before. So whilst we have strawberries and whilst we have rhubarb, I would love to try that. The buddleia at the back is looking good. Few bits of damage here, but the rest of the plant is looking bushy and beautiful, so I'm happy with that. Got raspberries galore. I still haven't harvested the leaves, but now I am satisfied and can. The only reason why I'm happy to do it now is because, yes, I might not get the freshest leaves at the very top like this. However, the leaves that I will get will thin out the plant so there's more airflow. I'm not sure the diseases that raspberries get, but if you look underneath, it's very condensed with lots of leaves. So if I get some airflow there, that'll be beneficial for the plants. And as it's getting bigger and bigger, it will have more opportunity to just spread out more as well if there are not lots of leaves just overlapping each other. You can see there are summer fruits in there called Autumn Bliss, but they do fruit for the summer. So we do have raspberries coming up there. And like I mentioned previously, these produced so much last year in their first year, and this is their second year with more canes as well. So I know we're going to get a very lush harvest of raspberries. Look at them, just 2 plants. in the pots, and they've just filled it up beautifully. So lush. And look at the tayberries. These are the ones that had the aphids all over them at the start of the season, like just a few weeks ago. There are more flowers coming, and we have lots of fruit as well. So we will definitely be enjoying some tayberries. Can't wait to try them. First time growing them, never had them before either. They are sending more shoots for next year. So I believe with tayberries and the loganberries, what you can do is just cut them back because they fruit on the previous year's growth. So like this one that's growing now will provide fruits for next year. And then all these ones that have fruited, I'll just cut them back and tie the new shoots in. And the shoots do grow quite big. Look at that spider. The shoots do grow quite big because, as you can see here with the loganberry, it's actually sprawling all the way over here. This one I've had to tie it back, like this big one. I've had to hold it back with the other loganberry and tayberry branches, vines, and it's holding up well, but not for long. I know I need to trellis it properly. But I've been reluctant to come out here because of the weather. But now it's hot, I can come out and just spend time in the garden, especially in the evenings when the sun cools down a bit and it's still warm. Oh gosh, I've been looking forward to this season. It's June in a couple of days time, so like 7 days time, in a week's time. So I'm happy that summer is happening. Summer is happening. Because May really shocked me. It was so cold. I did not expect it at all. And wet as well. Here we are. So this is another loganberry shoot. So I need to tie that back to the trellis. And then this is what will produce next year for us. We've got the blackberries growing beautifully. Tall, luscious. Should I say tall? Long. Long is the word for blackberries because they're literally sprawling everywhere. And I like that I put them here because they can then sprawl. There's nowhere for them to root into the ground, not disturbing the concrete. Everything is just perfect for them here. And then once they start flowering, they'll have their own corner to flower and fall over and do everything that they need to do as blackberries. Very happy for them. Moving on to the gooseberries. So now you can actually see the extent and the size of these bushes. So last week everything was covered, so you couldn't really see them that well. But look, it's as big as the tip of my middle finger. And I never thought they got this big, ever. I mean, this one is even bigger. I don't know if these are like, it's a mutation or if it's the variety, but they're getting really big. Let me see so this one that I've just showed you, I'm just trying to get so this is the Hinamaki green, and I am positive that these ones next to them with the Hinamaki red, and they look like standard size berries. This is what I expected from a gooseberry. Saying that though, look at that monster back there. That one is huge. I don't know if this is normal. This is the Hinamaki red. So, and as you can see, £4 I got these plants each, and they will give me more than £4 worth of gooseberries because the ones they sell in the shops are crazy expensive for the price. So I'm very happy with the gooseberries and what's happening in this entire section here, alongside that entire section there, and what will be happening all over the garden. Let me take it to the very back. See this? You see this blackberry? I don't want to cut it either because I want to try and train it up this gate. So we'll see what happens there. Jenny. Look at her. She is doing so well this year. Last year, she was not doing this well. and it might just be early in the season, but she is doing so well. Climbing. I did try to get this one to climb, but I think it will once it realizes that it can actually climb up on this. And yet again, I need to find the trellising system for the kiwi. So Jenny is a kiwi plant, by the way. I keep calling her Jenny. That's a variety of kiwi, but it's the only plant I call by its name, Jenny. Like, I didn't call the brown turkey figs brown turkey, I just call them figs. But Jenny, I call her Jenny. And grapes all across the back there. The leaves are coming out beautifully, and we'll see what happens with them this year. I pray there are grapes, and I still haven't trellised them yet again, but this is the week for me to do all this, especially Monday is bank holiday, so I'll have some time to come into the garden. I'll have the whole day if I wish to come into the garden, and that's why I also went to the garden centre today, just so I have some time on Monday to come out here. As you can tell, the pots, I've removed the mushrooms from them because they're not edible, so I'd rather remove them, get some more straw, some mushroom spores that are edible, like oyster mushrooms and shiitake, and just mushrooms that we love eating, and try and grow them in these pots and hope for the best. I'm sure they'll be fine, because if the wild mushrooms can grow, I'm sure they can also grow. And the figs are looking glorious. Look at the size of this one, guys. This is my hand in comparison. Huge, 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 massive. And it's branching at the top as well. So last year it just sent out this long stem there, but now it's branching at the top, which is fun. I love that. I can't wait to see what that brings. And this tiny stem there has already branched into here and here as well, so we'll see what happens there. As I already told you, the fruitlet that was on there is gone. That was definitely a pigeon. I have bagged that it was a pigeon. There's another one here. Yeah, I've betted that it was a pigeon. I've not betted with anyone but myself, but I'm sure it was a pigeon, because only pigeons will do that. Why have I got it set that was a pigeon? It might not have been a pigeon, but nevertheless, the figlet is gone, which is okay. This season is a season of things disappear, things die. It's fine, because it's the garden. The garden's unexpected. It comes up with so many different things that you just have to navigate around. And if I got upset about every little leaf and every little figlet, I wouldn't be a gardener, because there are a lot of those. There are lots of those. Moving on, the cherry tree. I can't see any cherries. In fact, I know where one is, but I can't see any more. That one up there is still there, but the rest have just gone. So I don't think we'll be getting many cherries this year at all. And that's fine. Like I said, the garden is being a garden this year. The growth on the apple trees is absolutely beautiful. Very happy with that. All this brown, I'm going to remove off in case it's a disease. Look at that. In case it's a disease, I don't want it to affect the rest of the leaves whilst they are in their resting phase, growing beautifully for me. And also, we did have some apples over there. Can't see them anymore. The tree must have just dropped them, because it's just like, what's the point this year? It produced so well for me last year, so I didn't mind it resting. I know next year we're going to have lots of apples, because from what I read online, they take a year to rest and then they come back strong. So let's hope that's the case. The pears are looking glorious. So we've definitely got 3 there. And a 4th. There was a bunch down here. Oh, there's one left, so that is good, but we'll just wait and see what happens with the pears. There's lots of new growth though, which is incredible, which means next year we'll have some more pears. And I'm so happy that they're growing, guys. You wouldn't believe, because I chopped these plants back. I completely chop them back, so I do not expect them to take off again. But look at them, they've been established in the new pots. They're very happy where they are, and they're just growing strong. And the nettle that I cut all the way back, didn't expect it to come back. Of course it will come back because it's nettle, has come back. And now I can harvest them for tea, because most of the other ones in the backyard area, they're going to seed. So this is an incredible find for me. I'll come cut it all back again and dry them for tea. The last plant in this jungle that I need to come back and trim is the crab apples, and we've got some developing. So happy with this. So happy with this. I haven't fed them just yet. That's another job for Monday. But the tree is littered. They are everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere. And I'm just so excited. It does obviously need a bigger pot, because that pot size is not big enough for it. And I just hope that next year everything comes to pass and we're able to harvest even more from them, especially the apple tree. Can't wait for that harvest. Before I go to the front and show you the plants that I bought as well, I'll just show you the back garden. So all this can be harvested, minus the weeds, of course. So this is Herb Roberts, the one I use for our mouthwash. I've left them because of the flowers. I've seen the bees just sucking on the flowers like that. Look, you see that there? So this is just, it's just good for them to have, only because I don't have many flowers just yet. So I'd rather the bees have something that they can harvest from. I'll show you the rest. Coming across the way, look at all the elderflower. I'm waiting for most of them to bloom, and I've been seeing lots of elderflower around the area. And before, I would harvest them and use them to make syrup. However, what I'm going to do this time round is I'm going to harvest them and dry them out, just so that we've got them for the whole year. If we want to make syrup, we can do that. If we want to make cordial, syrup for cordial, we can do that. If we want to use it to make tea, we can do that. If we want to use it in baking, we can do that. So yes, that is my plan for the elderflower. The nettle is still going strong, most of them, but I think some of them are going to seed as well. So yeah, it's a little haven of goodies, but I'm mainly looking forward to the elderflower. Beautiful. Just finishing off the garden tour with the front garden, and in the space of a week, look at the horseradish? No, it's gone. Horsetail. Let's say horseradish. That's definitely not horseradish, but everything has just grown in so much, to the point where I'm just deciding if it's borderline looking a bit messy, especially that corner there. The dandelions can definitely be pulled out, but like I said, it's a job for the evening when it's a bit cooler, even though it is so much cooler out here. It's very cool out here, which I love, but the dandelions can go. The Herb Roberts I'm going to leave for the flowers, for the bees, like you see. That's what I've been seeing. How can I pull them out when they're just, oh, they need them. So I'm just going to leave them, honestly. The mock orange has started blooming as well. How stunning are these, and they smell incredible, so fragrant. Oh yes, there's more coming. So my plan is to potentially move the bigger plants from here and move them towards the back of the wall, towards the wall more, should I say, and then get the smaller ones towards the front of the house and make sure the structure, everything's happening well, or everything's growing well, should I say. So this has lost all its flowers now. Very, very short season. But that's fine, because the plant is still healthy. I can see all the green here. This has gone completely. I say that, but then I see this and it gives me hope. But this will be fertilized again. The rhododendrons, I keep saying this, the rhododendrons will be fertilized again. And this smoke bush looks great. It might be a bit dry. No, the soil. Okay, I'll give them a water tonight as well, just to pack them up a bit. The leaves look fine, but the actual smoke bush, I can't see the brush coming out yet. So I'm going to wait, give them the water tonight and see how they do. It is going to be very hot today, so they might not enjoy it so much in the heat, but it's okay. I'll water them. The other rhododendrons, I think everything took a break this year, because it's the same flower set that's still there. None of the other flowers came out, so there might be something going on there. But I'm not worried, like I said, because it's still producing leaves. Plants sometimes take breaks, and that's okay. And the moringa, oh my goodness, all the M's. I was thinking mock orange, I was thinking moringa. This is definitely neither of those. This is a mahonia, and I do need to come and just give it some love. I think just give it some love. It's got to that point. It really flowers for the autumn and winter. So now that there are no flowers and no berries, I completely understand, because I harvested most of the berries. This is what the berries look like. But it's done its job, sending out new growth, new shoots there. This one might send out a new shoot, we'll see. But all the other branches have sent out shoots, even that little one there. So I'm just going to leave it alone, because I know that at this time of the year, it just looks green. It's going to look green. It's going to have all these orangey parts as well, and it's fine. Nothing's wrong with it. It's completely fine. It comes back in the autumn and winter and produces a lush set of gorgeous yellow flowers. But I will move it though over to that corner, simply because when the wind blows, it blows over this side here, and I don't want it to keep disturbing my neighbor's house. So I will move it into that corner, move the mock oranges, oh I did it, to the front, clear some of the horsetail out as well, and then just tidy the space. But this is a Monday job. The tidying is a Monday job. The dandelions, perhaps it's a night job or a Monday job. But this is the front garden, guys. So this is the state of the backyard. I have to bring in more plants, and I'll come out here tonight for sure, but on Monday I'll do all the trellising. So let me show you what I bought. So this is courgette, ambassador courgette. It's got one courgette plant. This is an apple cucumber. It just looked so cute, so I bought 2 more cucumber plants to go and join this one, the Boldenese. This is the heritage tomato that I bought. Ananas. It's going to be so nice. I'm not going to water them just yet. I'm going to leave them alone, get them used to the hot weather. Then I'll move them into the tomatoes going over there, that heritage one. Then this is butternut squash. This year I really wanted to grow things that I've rarely grown before, and I also wanted to grow things that are quite expensive in the supermarkets, but that will fill out our meals. So butternut squash, be nice to have a lot of them. These are going in the back, I believe. I haven't decided yet, but I wanted them because it would be good to have them, something that overwinters really well. We've got another cucumber. It's an all-female F1. Vigorous and reliable variety with female flowers only. So it doesn't have a bitter flavor as well, so that would be nice. Just like a green cucumber. We've got 2 Harlequin F1s. These are squashes as well. So 2 of those. So we've got 2 butternut squash and 2 Harlequins, and then 1 more courgette, I believe. So that's Hunter, and this is the other ambassador courgette. So I tried to get one that was already starting to produce flowers, so when it goes in, it will just, you know, spread its roots, take its time, and then just start producing for us. And with this heat as well, I'm so happy that I got them today, because I'm going to put them in. So 2 courgettes there. We've got 2 pots ready for some squash, 1 more pot there for the squash, and another pot just over there as well for the butternut squash. The tomato is going to go in there, and then we're going to have cucumbers, 2 cucumbers in here. The melons, oh, I'm actually thinking those melons, I don't think they're going to make it. Should I just call that a day? I'll see what happens tonight, but I don't think these will make it. If they don't make it, that's fine by me, because I can then put 1 cucumber in here, then another cucumber in there, and buy other starts as well for the rest. So tomatoes in there. This line here will be full of aubergines. We've got lots of peppers in the front, basil, etc., all filled out in the pots. Got these new bounties we'll be establishing as well, and then we have all the kohlrabi, the kale, purple sprouts and broccoli coming up, herbs. That's more than enough. And then we've got these 2 pots that are empty for now, and also I think that's it in terms of empty pots. I could always get some more pots for the 3 spinach that's coming and add them to the 16 kale plants, and I'm going to have this whole entire stretch be filled with shade loving plants that will produce not only greens for us but other food for us going forward. And also that stand over there with all those trays, this is going to be the microgreens corner. Gonna have lots of microgreens growing there, and I might even pull it towards the kitchen just so that they grow quickly. I clear them, grow some more. So I'm aiming to be harvesting every week, like farmer style, market garden style. Yeah, so that is the plan for now. Super excited. These ones, I do want to fill them as well, but I'm biding my time. I don't want to do too much. These ones could potentially be filled with, let's say, leeks or carrots, something that I can just, you know, sow a bit, I don't know, like halfway, and just allow it to grow big. But I'll see. I've not decided just that yet. But I do want to use all the pots. I do want to make use of all the pots in the garden, just so that we've got food coming up continuously throughout the season. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. The sun has gone down a little bit and I am now in the midst of cooking. It's much later in the day as well. It's about 4 or 5 hours later and the sun has gone down, making pancakes, and I thought I'll come and wrap up the video. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for joining me as I came into the garden, went out of the garden and came back again. I know you guys saw it all in one video, but to me it's been a whole day. It's been a whole day of gardening, garden centre, plant shopping, and just resting. So I've really enjoyed it today. I will wrap up tonight. I've still got some things left to pot up, and the plants that I bought just there as well. So I've got a little bit of work on my hands. It might not be tonight, it might be tomorrow, but I'm still going to come back out into the garden and enjoy the last of the sun. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much once again. Take care and God bless. Bye.